Welcome back to my channel. My name is Audrey and I make bookish content. So glad to have you here. So for today's video, I thought it would be fun just to go over the books that I want to read by the end of this year. Okay, so this is a very ambitious kind of list because we're already in November, and as you know, if you've been watching my videos, I have been in a little bit of a slump. I'm going to try and mood read through the books that I have been really wanting to get through and see what I can get through. So I have two books. This is very ambitious. So I have two books that I don't physically have the copies of yet. I do have to order them, or I pre-ordered one of them, but I have not ordered the other one. So the first being I might order them. The first being Iron Flame. This is the second book to Fourth Wing. I don't know how many books they're gonna have in the series yet, but I will be getting all of them. I'm obsessed. It's my favorite, I think one of my favorite reads this year. It is a book, like I would save it in a fire. Like if there's a fire going on, I'm grabbing my kids and I'm grabbing the book. And that's it. We're gone. So I'm so excited. I've stayed off of TikTok. I've stayed off of YouTube. I've stayed off of a lot of book related content to avoid the theories or anything like that because I don't want them. I don't want them. I think that is an issue with some of the books. Like the book I'm currently reading is I was on TikTok so heavily that kind of ruined the book for me. So to avoid ruining any books further, I am staying off of that kind of I'm trying to stay off of that so that I don't spoil or like ruin the reading experience for me, because the next book I'm going to get into is Ruthless Vows. It's the second book in the Divine Rivals series. I think this is going to be a duology, so I think this is don't quote me, I think this is a duology, and so this is the second book. I think that also helped with reading Divine Rivals is I wasn't heavily on TikTok or YouTube or anything like that, seeing how people were talking about it. I just decided to read it completely on my own on my Kindle. So I think I might just buy that on my Kindle. I might actually buy the physical book like later on when I actually have space on my bookshelf. But I'm looking so forward to Ruthless Vows. It's second book, like I said. Sorry, I'm not going to be going into a lot of details, especially if the book is like the second in a series, because I've already read the first book, so I'm not going to go into like more details. But Ruthless Vows is Divine Rivals' second book, and this book is more of a romance to me than it is a fantasy, but like the letters that were written in the first book were so beautiful. So if you haven't read Divine Rivals, I do recommend you go ahead and read Divine Rivals. Okay, we're gonna keep the rest of this video like pretty short. I'm gonna be kind of vague. Yeah, I'm gonna be kind of vague on a lot of these, just because there's like not a single thought in my head, and a lot of these I picked up not knowing anything about. So with that being said, we have A Little Life Here. I don't know why, I just thought December would be a great time to read this book. I heard that this book is going to make me cry, so I've been putting it off. So I think I'm going to put it off until, I think I'm going to put this off until the very end of December, because I feel like that's just a great time to cry. Don't ask me why, but I just feel like this is like the perfect time to cry and read A Little Life. So we're putting this off until the end of December. This book, I've heard that there's a trope in there that I'm not gonna like. Love in Other Words. This is gonna be my second book by Christina Lauren. This is actually two people. I had no idea that this is two people until I read In the Holidays, and then I looked them up and I realized it was two people. So this will be my second book. I've heard this is very good. It's very emotional, apparently. And I think I waited a good amount of time to read this because all the thoughts in my brain are gone. And I was looking up a lot about this book, which I feel like can be a bad thing, because then you have these high expectations for the book you're reading, and if it doesn't live up to it, then you're kind of bummed and you're in a slump. And I feel like that's kind of why I'm slumping right now. So I feel like I picked a good time to read this now because all the thoughts are gone. I don't really remember what they were talking about. I know that this is supposed to be childhood friends to lovers. That's about it. This is a King of Greed. This is the 3rd book in the King of Sin series, and I love this series so much. So I had to pick up this copy. I'm going to be reading the entire series, all 7 books. This is supposed to be about marriage in crisis. So I don't know. The winter months just feel like a good time to cry and get emotional. Once Upon a Broken Heart. I feel like this was a good time for me to read this too because the 3rd book just came out. No clue what this is about either. Shocker. The cover is just so pretty, so I decided to pick this up. This is supposed to be a romantasy, so I think it's a fairy tale retelling. Don't quote me, I may be wrong, but I know the 3rd book just came out, so that's good for me because when I'm done and if I like it, I can just go pick up the 3rd book. I mean, the 2nd book and the 3rd book. Obviously in order. Sometimes I wait to read books until the whole thing is out because then it's like a reward. I can just finish it and go pick up the next book. Okay, I'm being told to put on my glasses, you guys, so please hold. Red Rising. This is a sci-fi, and I've been wanting to get more into sci-fi. I started with Vicious by V. Schwab, so this will be my second little dabble into science fiction. I heard that they're supposed to be living on Mars, and this again I think is a complete book set. There's the first trilogy, and then I think there's the second trilogy that follows like the aftermath of whatever happened. So excited to see or to read. One for My Enemy. This is a Romeo and Juliet retelling. I love a good Romeo and Juliet retelling. I don't know. I feel like the theme for the books I want to read right now is gonna make me cry. So, yeah, I think the theme here is that I'm just gonna be crying all of November, December. So, One for My Enemy. I heard Carrie Kinry talk about this book. So again, all I know about this is that this is a Romeo and Juliet retelling. So I'm super excited to start this. I did start, I have a little mushroom bookmark in it, but I'm in a slump still, so I want to do justice to this book because what I've read so far, I have really loved. Next, I have this book. This was actually gifted to me on a Fairy Friday from my Discord group. And this is actually the 2nd book in a trilogy. But these books can be read as standalones. As you guys know, I love Buy a Book by Jasmine Gilroy. This is the 3rd book of the trilogy. I haven't read the first one because I didn't know it was a trilogy. But I am trying to read more books by Black authors and authors of color. So this is a singer, Ariel, and she is on vacation kind of, and she's acting like a normal girl, and so then she meets this guy, and of course they fall in love. So I think I've been missing my romance because I feel like that's what's going on here is I have like some fantasy and then I have the sci-fi, but I feel like bottom line most of these have romance in it, so I think I've been missing romance. Just going into our romance mood right now. I don't know. Can you put my book back, please? This is very ambitious, you guys, because this book is very thick. And you know how I feel about thick books. Okay? So this is Crescent City. I heard that this is very hard to get into, but I do have the audio, so I think that will save me. But I've been dying to get more into this world because I heard that somehow ACOTAR, Throne of Glass, and Crescent City are somehow all connected. So I've been dying to get into this. I took everything in me not to just buy the Throne of Glass series myself, but I asked for it for Christmas, so hopefully delivered. So we'll see if I do get into this first before Throne of Glass. I've asked the reading order and everybody has said it's different depending on you. So go ahead and drop your comments below on what you think. But I'm going to start with this because I asked and I was told you can. But not least is this book right here. I've been wanting to read this book for a while now. This is supposed to be like mafia kung fu, and it's a whole trilogy that's completely out. So again, it's like a reward to me. Once I'm done, I can just pick up the second and third book. This is Jade City. Again, all I know is that I think it's kung fu meets mafia. So yeah, thank you for watching this video. These are all the books that I look forward to reading by the end of the year. Will I read it? I don't know. I think I'm just trying to mood read to get out of my slump. So what I'm gonna do is try to do a lot of realistic vlogs of what I'm reading, slowly getting out of my slump. I am reading Harry Potter right now, so I think I'm gonna do 2 parts to that vlog. Let me know down below if you think I should do two parts, or if I should just do a long vlog. I'm currently in the middle of working on that right now. I also was thinking about doing a whole video dedicated to Crescent City, so you can let me know below too if you would love a whole video dedicated to this. Just because I'm so invested in this world that I think I might just do videos for like Throne of Glass too. So I really want to know what you guys think. So I gotta say, take a shot every time I say so as well. Hold me accountable, because I've got to stop saying so and I think it's not until you record yourself you realize how many times you say certain things. Like even in editing, I'm like, oh my gosh, you say like so much. You gotta cut it out, girl. Anywho, go ahead, like, comment, subscribe. It helps me out so much. Let me know what you are currently reading. Any thoughts, anything, just let me know. Let's talk. Thanks. Bye.